In a bustling city that thrummed like a tireless machine, Ken, a young man in his early 30s, once burned with ambition, but now felt his heart constricted. He worked at a leading tech company where everyone raced in an endless cycle of one-upmanship, chasing higher positions, bigger salaries, and fleeting recognition. Ken had once run after success as if it were the sole purpose of life, but the faster he ran, the emptier he felt. Each morning, he woke with a heaviness, as if carrying the weight of the world. The city's chaos, the relentless comparisons, and a gnawing question plagued him. Why must life be an unending struggle? He yearned for answers, for a way out of this cycle that seemed to consume his soul. One day, after a grueling meeting filled with cunning strategies and veiled rivalries, Ken felt as though the air had been squeezed from his lungs. He took leave from work and drove far from the city to a tranquil valley where an ancient temple, known as the Temple of Light and Shadow, nestled amid pine forests and wisps of mist. There, he met Venerable Light, an elderly monk whose warm eyes gleamed like the morning sun, his face adorned with a smile that seemed to pierce through to the soul. Venerable, Ken began, his voice trembling. I'm exhausted. The world is full of competition. Everyone's scrambling endlessly. I want a way out. I want to know what life truly means. Venerable Light didn't answer immediately. Instead, he led Ken to a small, crystal-clear stream beside the temple, its waters shimmering under the sunlight. Look at this stream, the monk said gently. It flows along its path, never fighting the rocks or roots in its way. It simply adapts, glides past, and moves forward. Have you noticed how water never grows angry or clings to anything, yet it never stops moving? Ken listened, feeling a faint spark of clarity in his heart, but doubt lingered. But venerable in my world, I have to compete to survive. If I don't fight, I'll be left behind. Venerable Light smiled wider and picked up a dry leaf, letting it float on the stream. This leaf is strong in its own way, but when it surrenders to the current, it reaches its destination without struggle. You think competition means defeating others, but try shifting your perspective. The true competition is overcoming your own heart, your fears, your greed, your attachment to fleeting things. The monk invited Ken to help water the temple's vegetable garden. As they worked, Venerable Light shared the story of a young warrior who once came to the temple burdened by the same turmoil as Ken. That warrior had clung to victory, but when he learned to let go, he became a compassionate leader who transformed his community without trampling others. The monk spoke with quiet power. In Buddhism, suffering arises from clinging to impermanent things. In Taoism, it is said, those who know themselves are strong. Those who know contentment are rich. You don't need to flee the world, but live in it with a free heart. Over several days, at the Temple of Light and Shadow, Ken practiced meditation, walked through the forest, and listened to the whispering wind. He helped tend the garden and found joy in its simplicity. He realized that happiness wasn't about having more than others, but about having enough for himself. One evening, as he watched the sunset cast golden rays across the stream, Ken saw his reflection, not the Ken who chased success, but a Ken who smiled with peace. When Ken returned to the city, he didn't abandon his job or dreams. Instead, he chose to work with passion and purpose, not obsession. Rather than competing, he shared knowledge and supported his colleagues. He discovered that giving, without expecting reward, filled his heart more than any promotion ever could. Colleagues, who were once rivals, became friends, and the confusion that once clouded his mind slowly dissipated. Ken began to see beauty in every day, even the busiest ones. Moral of the story: in a world consumed by competition, don't let it dominate your heart. Like a stream flowing past obstacles without clinging, live with a free and unburdened spirit. Let go of comparisons and seek happiness from within. The true competition is growing into your truest self, peaceful and whole, not chasing an illusion of a victory that never ends.